staff, and student body, I wish to welcome you all to the 2025 CHS Veterans Day program. Duty, honor, courage, sacrifice. These are merely words until they are acted upon. The assembled guests here today are examples of people who took it upon themselves to sacrifice for the good of the nation that both they and we love. Please rise for the posting of the colors and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and National Anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order! Today we gather to show our appreciation to those men and women who have given selflessly in the pursuit of defense of our nation's beliefs in freedom and liberty. Most Americans profess to truly love our veterans, especially at gatherings like this, on Veterans and Memorial Days. And while their feelings are usually sincere, it is important to remember that veterans are defending us 365 days a year. The heroism that has been shown time and time again from the American Revolution of global war on terrorism often goes unnoticed by those of us who enjoy the security of our veteran sacrifices. Our debt to these heroes can never be repaid, but our gratitude and respect must last forever. Stephen Ambrose once wrote, "America's wars are like rungs on a ladder by which it rose to greatness. No other country has triumphed so long, so consistently, or on such a vast scale through force of arms." It has often been said that without our veterans, Americans would be speaking Russian, German, or perhaps Japanese. Regardless of which alternative history you consider, we know that without our veterans, America would not be America. Those who defend us from our enemies must be supported. Whether their service was in Baghdad or Beirut, we need to serve veterans as well as they serve us. Veterans have given us freedom, security, and the greatest nation on earth. It is impossible to put a price on their sacrifices. We must remember our veterans, and we must honor and appreciate them. God bless you all for being here. God bless our veterans, and God bless America. At this time, I will introduce Mr. Isaiah Colton, who will read the history of Veterans Day.
The history of Veterans Day. Veterans Day gives Americans the opportunity to celebrate the bravery and sacrifice of all U.S. veterans. Some Americans do not know why we commemorate our veterans on November 11th. It's imperative that all Americans know the history of Veterans Day so that we can honor our former service members properly. Here's a brief history of Veterans Day. Veterans Day, formerly known as Armistice Day, was originally set in a U.S. legal holiday to honor the end of World War I, which officially took place on November 11th, 1918. In legislation that was passed in 1938, November 11th was dedicated to the cause of world peace and to be hereafter celebrated and known as Armistice Day. As such, this new legal holiday honored World War I veterans. In 1954, after having been through both World War II and the Korean War, the 83rd U.S. Congress, at the urging of the Veterans Service Organizations, amended the Act of 1938 by striking out the word armistice and instead inserting the word veterans. With the approval of this legislation on June 1st, 1954, November 11th became a day to honor American veterans of all wars. In 1968, the Uniforms Holiday Bill ensured 3-day weekends for federal employees by celebrating 4 national holidays on Mondays throughout the year: Washington's birthday, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, and Columbus Day. Under this bill, Veterans Day was moved to the 4th Monday of October. Many states did not agree with this decision and continued to celebrate the holiday on its original date. The first Veterans Day under the new law was observed with much confusion on October 25th, 1978. Finally, on September 20th, 1975, President Gerald R. Ford signed a law which returned the annual observance of Veterans Day to its original date of November 11th, beginning in 1978. Since then, the Veterans Day holiday has been observed on November 11th. Thank you.
Thank you, Isaiah. Please welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Chris Roof. Mr. Roof served over 25 years in the military, starting out in the United States Army and then the United States Air Force, where he retired as a senior master sergeant.
Good morning, Canton students, staff, fellow veterans, and family members. Before I get started, I'd like to thank Lisa Cole, Tammy McWinning, the Canton High School and its faculty for setting this up. Please give them a round of applause. As she stated, my name is Senior Master Sergeant Retired Christopher Roof, and I'm here to speak to you all about the significance of this special day and what it means to be a veteran. Over my 25-plus year career, I had the privilege to serve in our great nation in both the Air Force and the Army. During that time, my family and I moved 9 times, was deployed 7 times, traveled to 21 countries, and had the distinct pleasure and opportunity to complete 3 special duties. I've led and been led by some of the best our nation has to offer, and I would do it all again if given the chance. That said, today we come together to honor and thank the men and women who have served in the United States Armed Forces. Every year on this day, our nation pauses to celebrate Veterans Day, a day set aside to recognize those who have worn the uniform of our country. Veterans Day is about more than history lessons or parades. It's about gratitude. It's about remembering real people, our neighbors, our friends, and maybe even our family members, who have given their time, their energy, and sometimes even their lives to protect the freedoms we enjoy every single day. Before we go any further, I'd like to ask, if you're a veteran, or if you have a family member who is or was a veteran, would you please stand and be recognized? Be seated, please. We are so very grateful for your service and your example. So what does it mean to be a veteran? When we talk about veterans, we're talking about the people who made a choice to serve their country. Some joined right after high school, others after college. Some served here at home, and others went around the world. They trained hard, worked in teams, faced challenges, and learned to rely on one another. They did it not for fame or money, but because they believed in something bigger than themselves. The idea that freedom and democracy are worth protecting. As your student speaker stated, the history of Veterans Day actually began over 100 years ago at the end of World War I. The fighting stopped on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, November 11th. People call it Armistice Day, celebrating peace after a long and devastating war. Later, after World War II and the Korean War, the name was changed to Veterans Day so that we can honor all those who have served in every branch of the military in times of both peace and war. Since then, every generation of Americans has had people willing to step forward when their country needed them most. From World War II to Vietnam to Iraq and Afghanistan, and even today as service members help with humanitarian efforts and peacekeeping missions around the world. Now you might be wondering, what does Veterans Day have to do with me as a student? Well, when we study history, when we learn about government, when we talk about the rights and freedoms that make this country unique, we're learning about things that veterans have protected. The reason we can go to school, speak freely, and make choices about our own future is because someone, somewhere, made the choice to serve and protect those rights. Veterans teach us something powerful about character. They remind us that being part of a community, being part of a country, means giving back, helping others, and standing up for what's right. Veterans show us that courage isn't just about facing danger, it's about doing the right thing, even when it's difficult. Veterans Day is about being grateful and showing appreciation through service projects, letters, or school events like this one, ensuring that veterans know their sacrifices are remembered and valued. By doing this, we honor them and the values they stood for: respect, responsibility, kindness, and service to others. As this ceremony concludes today, I want to challenge each of you to remember two things: gratitude and service. Gratitude means taking a moment out of your busy day and your busy lives to recognize what others have done for us. And service means finding your own way to give back, whether that's helping a friend, volunteering in your community, or one day serving your country. To all the veterans here and to all those who are watching, we thank you, we honor you, and we promise never to forget the sacrifices you've made for our freedoms. And to all the students here today, remember, the world you live in was shaped by people who believed in something bigger than themselves. You have that same power. You can make a difference too. Thank you, and may God bless our veterans in the United States of America.
Thank you, Senior Master Sergeant Retired Christopher Ruth. At this time, Reed Taylor will read his Voice of Democracy essay, Is America Today Our Forefathers' Vision?
Is America Today Our Forefathers' Vision? The government today has evolved significantly from what the Founding Fathers originally envisioned. The Founding Fathers designed a system with a strong emphasis on checks and balances to prevent any single branch from gaining too much power. They also valued limited government intervention in citizens' lives. Over time, however, the federal government has expanded its role in various aspects of society, including economic regulation, social welfare programs, and civil rights protections. Additionally, political parties have become more influential, which was something the Founding Fathers were cautious of. These changes reflect the need to adapt to a growing and changing nation, but they also highlight a shift from the original vision of a more constrained and balanced government. Furthermore, our Founding Fathers did not want a government with a president that holds all the power, so they were not able to become a dictator. One of the key aspects of the Founding Fathers' vision was the establishment of a democratic government that represented the will of the people. Today, America continues to uphold democratic processes through our regular elections every 4 years, the separation of powers, and the system of checks and balances. However, challenges such as political diffusion and the influence of money in politics raises concerns about the true representation of the people's will. While the democratic structure remains intact, these issues suggest that the execution of the Founding Fathers' vision may be compromised. Another fundamental principle would be the protection of our individual liberties. As it is shown in the Bill of Rights, in America today, citizens still enjoy the freedom of our religion, speech, and press. Although, the debates over problems like border control, gun control, and also our freedom of expression show us that the balance between our liberty and security is an evolving matter over time. If we are being realistic, I'm sure that the Founding Fathers most likely did not expect the complexities of technology and global threats, which complicate the application of these freedoms in today's context. Another example could be economic opportunity and equality. The Founding Fathers' understanding of equality was very limited in comparison to what we believe today. Today, America struggles with significant economic imbalance and systemic inequalities that value aspects of our life, including education, criminal justice, and healthcare. While progress has been made in expanding rights and opportunities to previously marginalized groups, the resolution of inequality suggests that the nation has not fully realized the inclusive vision that modern interpretations of the Founding Fathers' principles would demand. Moreover, the Founding Fathers emphasized the importance of civic virtue and an informed citizenry as support of a successful republic. In the current era, the increase of misinformation and the decline in civic education pose threats to these ideals. The Founding Fathers believed that an engaged and knowledgeable nation was crucial for the functioning of democracy, and the challenges faced today highlight the need for a renewed focus of these values. As you can see, the government today has evolved significantly from what the Founding Fathers originally envisioned. Political, social, and economic issues indicate to us that the nation is still striving to fully symbolize the principles of democracy, liberty, and justice. The evolving nature of these challenges requires a continuous effort to adapt and uphold the founding values in our rapidly changing world. Thank you.
Thank you, Reed. At this time, I will introduce Mr. Blake Barnes, who will perform "I Am Proud to Be an American" by Lee Greenwood.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where's the pride in every American heart? And it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Thank you, Blake. At this time, Amelia Pepper will read her Patriot's Pen essay, My Voice in America's Democracy.
What does my voice mean in America's democracy? Everyone has a voice in a democracy. They all have the same rights and opportunities, although they do have to earn some of these rights with age. My voice can be defined as an obligation to my rights, voting, my ability to influence political decisions, and to express my own opinion. These factors can be different for everyone, depending on how they choose to use their voice. As an American citizen, you are able to vote in our democracy for someone who will represent our country. You do not become eligible to vote until the age of 18. This is because you need to earn the responsibility to make decisions that will affect our political system. Through our elected officials, we will be seen and heard. They will be our voice, making sure we are successful in improving our country day by day. In a democracy, everyone is able to freely express their opinions. This is called freedom of speech. Many use their voice for the good of others, but this is not always the case. Through choosing how you use your voice, you will also be held accountable for your choices and must take on the consequences of this. Influencing political decisions in our country is another big part of my voice. This can be done not only through voting, but in many other ways. This includes advocating, petitioning, and speaking up for what you believe in and who you want to represent you. In this, my voice may not be very influential now, but it does matter. With age, you may be taken more seriously, but in the long run, one person can change a lot. All you need is the courage and confidence to make a difference in our democracy. In conclusion, my voice is a makeup of many different factors, one of the biggest being freedom. This gives everyone the right to have a different view and opinion on things. Being an American citizen is a privilege and honor that we must not take for granted. Our voices, however small, hold much weight, and we must use them for good, given that no matter our differences, we all want what is best for our beloved country.
Thank you, Amelia. And now, Mr. Leo Seacrest and Senior Chief Petty Officer retired Luann Gruber will conduct the MIA ceremony.
We call your attention to this small table, which occupies a place of dignity and honor. It is set for one, symbolizing the fact that members of our armed forces are missing from our ranks. They are referred to as POWs and MIAs. We call them comrades. They are unable to be with their loved ones and families, so we join together to pay humble tribute to them and to bear witness to their continued absence. The table is small, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner alone against his or her suppressors. The tablecloth is white, symbolic of the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's calls to arms. The single rose in the vase signifies the blood they may have shed and sacrificed to ensure the freedom of our beloved United States of America. This rose also reminds us of the family and friends of our missing comrades who keep faith while awaiting their return. The red ribbon on the vase represents an unyielding determination for a proper accounting of our comrades who are not among us. A slice of lemon on the plate reminds us of their bitter fate. The salt sprinkled on the plate reminds us of the countless volunteers of families as they wait. The glass is inverted. They cannot toast with us at this time. The chair is empty. They are not here. The candle is reminiscent of the light of hope which lives in our hearts to illuminate their way home, away from their captors to the open arms of a grateful nation. The American flag reminds us that many of them may never return and have paid the supreme sacrifice to ensure our freedom. Let us pray to the Supreme Commander that all of our comrades will soon be back within our ranks. Let us remember and never forget their sacrifice. May God forever watch over them and protect them and their families.
Petty Officer Ernie Turner from the American Legion Post 303 will accept the wreath from National Honor Society member and Canton student Emma McGee. The wreath will be displayed by the Veterans Memorial outside of our school. Please stand for a moment of silence and remain standing for the volley and taps. You may be seated. We will now watch a video, Today We Honor Our Veterans.
I state your name. Do solemnly swear. Support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies. Foreign and domestic. And to bear true faith. And allegiance to the same. That I will obey. The orders of. The President of the United States. And the orders of. Those officers. Appointed over me. According to regulations. And the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God.
We celebrate Veterans Day on the anniversary of the armistice that ended World War I. The armistice that began on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. The timing of this holiday is quite deliberate in terms of historical fact. But somehow it always seems quite fitting to me that this day comes deep in autumn, when the colors are muted and the days seem to invite contemplation. It is, in a way, an odd thing to honor those who died in defense of our country, in defense of us, in wars far away. The imagination plays a trick. We see these soldiers in our mind as old and wise, but most of them were boys when they died, and they gave up two lives, the one they were living and the one they would have lived. When they died, they gave up their chance to be husbands and fathers and grandfathers. They gave up their chance to be revered old men. They gave up everything for our country, for us. And all we can do is remember. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. In memory of those who gave the last full measure of devotion, may our efforts to achieve lasting peace gain strength. Let us make a vow to our dead. Let us show them by our actions that we understand what they died for. Strengthened by their courage, hardened by their value, and born with their memory, let us continue to stand for the ideals for which they lived and died.
In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will guide our country and all who serve it. We shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, Princess of Liberty.
Before we conclude our ceremony, Canton High School would like to thank our honored guests. The VFW Post 714, American Legion Post 303, Sons of American Legion Squadron, American Legion Auxiliary Post 303, and the Marine Corps League Deer Crossing Detachment. Thank you to the CHS Band, Mrs. McWhinney, our student speakers, and the CHS custodial staff. Most importantly, thank you to our keynote speaker, Senior Master Sergeant Retired Christopher Roof. At this time, please stand for the retrieving of the colors.
My heart, I paid you. You're going